Welcome to Post Game Podcast. I'm your host, June. I got my boy B Foster with me. Before we get into this show, I want to remind everybody to subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube and follow us on all the podcast aggregators. Make sure that notification bell is on so when we drop content, you'll be able to get an alert. Download those episodes for us. Foster, the first 10 games are in the books, and it's just almost as we scripted. We was hoping for 4-6. Wouldn't be shocked if it was 3-7. 5-5 was definitely an achievement, but we said 4-6, Foster, and there was one play that could have made it 5-5. So, what's your thoughts on the first 10 games?
Well, I really feel like the winning culture and atmosphere of the city of Detroit is becoming contagious and spreading throughout every team.
Okay.
We saw the Lakers come into town on Monday with Brian Branch, Terry Arnold, Craig Reynolds, all those guys in the building.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we put leather to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we've been in every game for the most part of every game,
Except the one.
except and Saturday morning might be a tradition, and we continue on a trajectory that we're on these Friday nights. Saturday morning might have to be a tradition, but outside of that, I think that we've had some struggles down the stretch. We're continuing to turn the ball over at high volumes.
Man.
It's killing. I know it's destroying you. It's cutting time off both of our lives right now. But
Hey, Foster, I hate to cut your wisdom, but last night, third and fourth quarter, I'm literally cussing Cade out. I suggested a position change. I suggested my wife was like, well, what position he's going to play? He doesn't need to play point guard. He got ripped twice in the fourth quarter.
I don't know if he'd be high out there, but he's just so lax. It's like, bro, he is in your pocket.
Dude took his cookies twice in the second half, at least. I didn't even count how many if it happened in the first half, but took his cookies twice in the second half. Multiple turnovers, bad passes. I said, he does not need to be the main ball handler if he's going to turn the ball. I went off. And then the crazy thing about it is he won the day. He saved the day.
He's definitely making that next bump up right now. I mean, he looks like a top 20 player right now. I saw a stat yesterday. He says points created per game. The Pistons since 1996, him this year and him last year are above Blake Griffin and Grant Hill. This is Grant Hill back in '97. I don't know if that was Grant Hill's.
I think Grant Hill was. I think he might have.
Probably got drafted in '96, right?
First year might have been 95, 94, I believe.
Okay,
could have been 96. I'm not sure.
Yes, it's points created per game. It says 41. Does that sound right? Yeah. If you do points and then assists, yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's when old boy was talking about what are you volume or scoring volume, whatever it was, but it's basically when you're involved in the scoring of the play. I mean, he's very much involved, and I mean, we're lucky to have him, but I mean, I would love to know his thought process on some of these passes. I know Malik Beasley threw a cross-court pass.
He threw a couple that was Malik did threw a couple of them that was like,
yeah. And I listened on the radio. Hold on.
But you got to excuse Foster. He's at 86.5%.
86.5%. I'm struggling on the mute button, but so I was listening on the radio, and it was at the very end of the game, and Tobias Harris must have came over to the the table to talk to Kelsey, and he jokingly said, because Dyson Daniels had 8 steals in that game.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's an insane amount. But he said he jokingly said, we kind of gave him a couple of those, and he was kind of lighthearted. Of course, because we won the game, he could kind of say that. But I mean, he had a couple steals that he pretty much they put him right. They put him right in his chest.
Yeah. He just
So,
took it from him.
I mean, I guess the blessing is that we have some veteran stability. Tobias. I can't speak enough about Malik Beasley. If you follow him on social media, he has personally taken it upon himself to be the glue, as far as the veteran guy to bring everybody together. He's got the handshakes with everybody. He's getting everybody. He's getting everybody involved, and he's made it a point. He's already gone to Hutch. He's copped this chain. Like Malik is all in. I mean,
that's something that we didn't have last year. Did not have that veteran leadership, and we've said, and if you go back and look in the archives of our shows, we did not have that floor general leadership on the floor. The coach can do it from the sidelines. We need somebody in that locker room on that floor that's going to say, "Hey, let's get it together. Hold your head. Do something." And Malik Beasley has been doing it. I didn't mean to cut your wisdom, but very, very great point that you brought up, because that was something that was lacking last year. We didn't have it. And I was going crazy. The first half looked like we had this in the bag.
Yeah.
And then when they go up one with, less than 20 seconds on the in the game, I'm like, we didn't gave this game away. Like, already we did this versus Charlotte. Like, we gave that game away. Now here we go again. The sad part is we was up 25 at one point, and we're about to lose this game at home. This is crazy. And then what happens? Right out of timeout, Cade goes left and makes a shot. Then they inbound the ball, and they get the look they wanted. The point guard gets, I forget his name, but he was on fire. Trae Young gets to the cup. Easy dish. All dude went up the shoot, and it was Blake with the block. So on both ends, the defensive end and the offense, he sealed the game. The very person I cursed out the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, Cade's defensive intensity has definitely stepped up this year. I think that is you can attribute that to him being healthy and just having more help around him. You can say what you want about Monty Williams, but I feel like I attest some of Ivy's defensive intensity to kind of the what Monty instilled in him. Because that was one of his biggest gripes, is the fact that Ivy doesn't defend the ball, isn't a great defender. But did you see that block he had yesterday?
Yes.
On a center. And he had the intensity.
I had to look and see who that was that blocking, because I was like, whoa.
I was like, who is that? Is that a czar?
Yeah. Gotta mention, this is Cade's last night was Cade's third triple-double in a row. And I want to say in all those 3 games, only lost one out of those 3. And we very well should have won that middle game versus Charlotte. Should have won that game. Simple box out. We win that game. Couple ticks of the clock. We win that game. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it falls. And I have to tell myself, I have to dial myself back, because after that Charlotte loss, I'm pissed. I'm disgruntled. And I said, June, it's 82 games in the season. Relax. Relax. Now, me and Foster talked about this. First 10 games was really tough. We talked about that at the end of the season last year, all the way up until preseason, up until now. These first 10 games on the schedule was not kind. Me and Foster came up with a figure, and we said, if we can go 4-6, that'll tell us something. Hopefully we go 4-6. That'll be if we overachieve 4-6, then we know what's up. But we'd like to see them go. There's 4 winnable games out of this 10. And the only difference is that we upset the Lakers and we lose to Charlotte.
Yes.
We did not count the Philly game in the preseason because we figured there was going to be Embiid and Paul George. Neither one of them played, and the Pistons won that game. So, if you look at it, if you add Embiid and Paul George, could be 3-7, but we're 4-6. Now, let me put this in perspective too. This time last year, the Pistons were 2-8. After that, they lost 21 games in a row. So they started off the season 2-29.
Yeah, we didn't get our 4th win until January.
4-6 in November. 4 games.
7th in the East too.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that the next 10 games are easy, but the next 10 games aren't like the first 10 games.
Hey, check this out. So there's like a tie of a whole bunch of teams that have 4 wins, but with like different amounts of losses.
For sure.
So the 8-2 Celtics are in second place, and then you got a whole bunch of teams under that are 4-4, 4-5, 4-6.
Mm-hmm.
So disparity, a large disparity between the Cavaliers who haven't lost, right? Yeah, they're 10-0. Celtics at 8.
Didn't they play last night?
I don't know. They won if they did.
I don't know if they played last night, but I know they were supposed to. No, they didn't play last night. Or if they didn't play last night, they play tonight, and that the next game is Golden State. If they played last night, they beat Golden State because they're 10-0.
They're good, but they're not that good. I mean, Jesus.
I mean,
oh no, they beat Golden State last night by 20.
Yeah, they look really, really good.
Yeah, I didn't see that game.
Yeah, I knew they was. I said this is. I remember when I saw the game on the schedule. I'm like, well, they have a chance to. I think they're going to lose this next game. They're going to be 9-1, and no, I didn't say 9-1. I said they're going to lose to Golden State. That's going to be and then they beat Golden State by 20. I think I think Golden State is a team of matchups. If you have big people, you can win versus them easily.
Yeah. And they do.
And they got 2 big men, and that's what it is. And then I don't know. There's some very good teams in the NBA, but Cleveland seems to be the front runner right now. It's a lot of basketball to play. They can win. They can lose 3 games in a row, and they'll be talking about same old Cleveland.
Curry had 12 though, but so did Donovan Mitchell. So that's weird. I don't know.
That's weird for both of them, but especially Curry. You don't lose by 20 and you only score 12. That's crazy. That's just a bad night for Golden State.
It's more, I guess, wow that they won by 20 and Donovan Mitchell only had 12. But it's like, whoa.
They're a complete team. They have the big man, they have the point guard, they have Mitchell, they have the bench, you have LeVert, you have a couple other people coming off the bench. They're a complete team. This is the same team that blew the Lakers out by 20. They beat them 134-114, and that was with a healthy LeBron, healthy Anthony.
They're putting up a lot of points. I know that much.
They're putting up a lot of points. They didn't put up that many points against the Pistons. But anyway, let's take a quick break. Make sure you subscribe to Bleacher Speakers on YouTube. Follow us on the podcast aggregators. Make sure you have that notification bell so when we drop content, you'll get an alert. Download the episodes. Foster, 4-6 to start the season. I am not mad. I'm not happy, but I am not mad. This is what I expected. I do expect, and then what I can't stress enough is the how different this team looks compared to last season. You see the effort is there. You see the it just feels it's a different feel. The only thing that I'd like to change is we're a turnover heavy team.
Yeah.
Turn the ball over. And I don't know if it's just us. Well, because I see a lot of teams turn the ball over a lot, right? And my wife asked me, well, why? Why is it? Because she's from the old school era too, where the point guard ran stuff. Assist to turnover ratio was a thing. It was a stat. They said, your turnover to assist to turnover ratio was your highlight as a point guard. And I said, right now in today's game, it's a lot of positionless basketball. Like there's no true point guards, there's no true short shooting guards, there's no true centers. There's not a lot of true centers. There are a lot of combo guards and big men that play uh the three, big men that play the four. It's just like, you know, it's the best athlete at each position is what you're going to get out there. Your shooting guard may not be the best shooter on the team. That's just not how it is nowadays. Back in the day, the best shooter was your shooting guard. Nowadays, it could very well be your point guard. So it is what it is.
Yeah, one thing that I do like is that this team has developed somewhat of an identity. Um, we're top 10 in rebounding, which is an impressive category to be. It's very reminiscent somewhat of the old of like the last championship team. When you had Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace out there. It was one rebound. I mean, it was one shot and out. There wasn't a whole lot of offensive rebounds. Obviously,
Nope.
Jalen Duren, who's had his shortcomings in certain areas, one thing he's going to do is rebound the ball well. Tobias is a pretty strong rebounder as well.
Mhm.
Um, so I think we're slowly molding ourselves into a particular identity. I still think that at times, not that we shoot a ton of threes, but I feel like we're still dependent on if we're not hitting threes, we're not as successful as we need to be. Um, I think that outside of the fact that we need to take care of the ball more, I wish we had one more guy that could just go and get a bucket. I think that I think once we get, if it's not Cade or Ivy attacking and getting a bucket, I feel like we're limited. Ivy has been good. I think Ivy's been good at points, and I think in some aspects, Ivy's had to show up in other aspects of the game in order to be an impact. I still think that we need. I still think that we could benefit from one more guy that can go and get a bucket at this point. But obviously, we got what we got, and when Hardaway's on, when Tobias is hitting his shots from the corner, which he's struggled mightily this year. Not so much last game, not so much the last couple games, I want to say, but when Beasley's hitting his shots, we're doing pretty well. But Fontecchio
Struggling with his three.
still
Struggling with his three.
he is. He is. I think he had a decent game yesterday, and I think they just basically said, "Hey, keep shooting. Don't hesitate. You're gonna shoot your way out. You're gonna shoot your way out of this slump." But um, it's rough right now.
Okay. Yeah, my wife just texted me. I gotta go meet her at the brake shop. Not right this minute, but go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so he shot 25% from three yesterday, 11 points, 5 rebounds. So yeah, he's been shaky. 6 points per game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, that's kind of shaky, man. We do need that other score, and that's something we don't have. Um I don't and the thing is the person that I'm waiting for is not that person. I'm waiting for Arthur Thompson to get back.
But he's
And
gonna do it in other ways, though. Honestly,
well, I think you get more transition buckets when he's on the floor.
you get
Um,
that rebound
yeah.
not Bobby Miller, whatever the dude's name that got the tip in
Well, I
on
think you would have got that rebound if Duran was playing. I think Duran gets that rebound if he's in there.
Durham was out at that time.
He was out. Oh, he went out in the first. He didn't play the second half at all versus Charlotte.
He's been hurt that long.
Yeah, he got
Oh,
hurt. He actually got hurt in the first quarter. They took him out. He wound up playing in the first half. He gutted it out the first half, and he couldn't go the second half.
yeah.
So I do think we get that rebound if Duran's on the floor. The thing is, when that shot went up, it was a bunch of people just standing around waiting. Nobody boxed anybody out,
Right. Yeah.
and Miller was right there, easy put back for him. And it was like, golly,
I hate
I
those.
was so Foster. I was tripping. I'm like,
Hey,
man,
I think I was sick as a dog that day too. I was like, you just ruined my
you weren't responding at all to the text, and I'm like, man, yeah, he's out of it.
hey, you
He's
know
out of
when
it.
I'm sick.
Because I
Yeah.
didn't even watch the first half. I did the player profile, which can be found on Bleachers Speakers YouTube. I did a player profile on Zadarius Smith. He was at the game last night, so I did a player profile on him. And I wanted to get it done so I can watch the second half in peace. And I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna go live after the Pistons won. But that last second shot, I was like, nope, I'm pissed. I went to bed. I was mad. But yeah, I just that game really, really disappointed me to the point to where I was just mad and I had to say, man, hold on, it's 82 games. I can't get mad at this one. We got another game in 2 days, right?
Right.
And that will be game number 10. And it's the Hawks. And I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be easy. Hawks uh, uh are ailing, you know what I'm saying? This is an easy win. First half, we up 17 at one point. I think it was up 16 and a half or 13 and a half, I believe.
Yeah.
It was something like that.
They had wore it down. Yeah, they had kind of eroded the lead a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, we was up 13 and a half, and then I think at the end of the third, we might have been up 8 or 9, something like that. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy. And then with seconds left, we're down 1. And I'm pissed. Foster, I was fussing. If Cade had heard me, he'd have cussed me out, man. I was ready to repossess buffs. I said, man, y'all can't do this. Zadarius Smith is in the building with his blue buffs on.
Last night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Versus Atlanta. I said, you can't do this. Zadarius Smith is in the building with his blue buffs. They bought his food. He was talking about how they talking about how Bar Louie gave him free food. I've been shopping at Bar. I've been eating at Bar Louie for years. They ain't never gave me nothing.
Hey, you hear Greg Kessler say, we'll be in there tomorrow.
Yeah.
You think he was bullshit?
Yeah, he was salty. He was salty. They ain't gave him nothing. They rolled out the red carpet for that guy. I'm like, golly. I mean, and he's just a normal looking dude. Like, he not imposing or nothing like that. I mean, he's tall, but he's not like McNeil type guy where you know he's a football player.
Nah, he's 6'4", 270.
I mean, he's tall, but I've seen 6'4", 270 dudes walking down the street.
Built though, cuz like that.
I don't mean you just give them some free food. because you think they recognize me like, oh, that's a
He
Darius
might have
Smith.
had some. Hey, come on, man. He's been walking around with blue buffs and Brian Branch shirts. He looked offended. I'm
Man,
sure.
he looked like he was from Mac and Wick. Man, that nobody, bro. No, he looked like a typical East Sider. No, man.
He looked like a typical.
But you can't lose that game. You can't lose in front of this. Not like that. Okay, if you lose the game.
That's what I said when I mean that that is contagious. Is that I feel like he was feeling that energy too, the same way Branch and all that felt that energy. Because that was another win that Lions were, that a lion or Lions were in the building for. I feel like it's contagious. I feel like.
And mark my words, he will play Sunday. I'm telling you right now, the Pistons energy, the Detroit Lions energy, he's playing tomorrow night.
So he got to be on the road, right? Because I'm like, the game's on Sunday. Today is what, Saturday?
I think they all fly out today. Because he didn't get to Detroit until yesterday. God bless you.
Right. He literally just got into town. So he would have had to turn.
Yeah, the story with him is Cleveland had a bye week. He found out they got traded, and he wanted to go to Florida to check on his home because of the hurricanes and stuff. He said this in a press conference. I don't know if it's a press conference, but he got interviewed, and he's like, the Lions organization let him go home, check on his house, and then he was to report on. He said we'll give you a couple days, not a bunch of days, but you got to be back. And so he said he got back here Friday. He said the city embraced him. And like I said, man, he didn't buy them buffs, man. Somebody gave him them buffs, man.
Oh, yeah. He wouldn't even know how to maneuver. Like, well, I can't say that because I don't know what people be on.
Well, he didn't know. Bro, he said, what's up, though?
Oh,
he don't know, bro. He don't know, Ryan. He don't know. He said, what's up, though? No. There's no S, bro. Is what double D up? What up, though? That's what you do. Troy says, yo, fellas, looking pretty good lately. Yes, they have, Troy. Troy says, Cade saying, screw it. I'm going to drop a triple double every game and do it myself. Hey, yeah, Troy, you hear him say, well, he said, what? He said, what's up, though?
Yeah, that's even worse than what's up.
He said, what's up, though? And I said, oh, Lord, he don't know.
He'll get it. Yeah, we'll get him. We'll get him some back, right?
And you know what's crazy? He's going to learn the phrase and be like, oh, I messed that up. Even that moment you realize you messed up, he's going to have that moment. Like I said, oh, I said, what's up, though?
I think somebody probably cut into him the minute he got up, like, we don't do this here. We don't do that here.
Well, I'm willing to bet somebody said, what up, though, to him. And he was like, okay, I'll say it later. And then he was like, what's up, though? No, bro.
It's like learning a new language sometimes. The first time somebody say, como te llamas, you might not have got it back to him right.
Hey, look, I might mess up some names. I'm going to butcher some names.
Yeah, the June day. You already know how June do.
I ain't going to mess up what up, though. He didn't know, though. I mean, but this has been a different look, a different team as far as the way it's been looking. I like the direction it's going. 4-6 is about where we said it may be. Me and Foster said this. So we predicted 4-6. It could have been 5-5. It could have been 6-4. This is how close some of the games were. To start off the season, Lakers, Knicks, Cleveland, Indiana, Miami. That's enough to say, man, what did we do wrong? Why did we not go 14-68 and you're going to start our season off like that? What do we do wrong?
Hey, man. You know how it be for us, man.
Yeah. But I got to get out of here, Foster. I know I don't know if you want to end the show, but I got to dip. I know I got a bunch of stuff to do, but I had to get on to talk about this Pistons. Uh, what we did last night and what we did over the last 10 games, but especially winning last night in the fashion that we won. This team is going to be worth talking about all season. I got a feeling right now.
Yeah, yeah. I think that this team is, like I said, is carving out a nice identity. It'll be really fun once we're a full unit, um, but we're on to something. We're definitely on to something. Um, we just gotta see it through, and we got some nice young stars. You know, Cade, Ivy, um, that are that need to continue to play well and lead the way for us.
One thing I noticed last night, what I didn't like, there were times in the crunch when you got them forcing turnovers. They didn't space the floor very well. There was a lot of passes that were contended, tipped away, stolen, and that because and a lot of it, in my opinion, was the spacing wasn't there. You know, throwing these congested passes, and that defender on Atlanta, he was very active with his hands, and he was picking pockets. He was everything.
He was picking up
Defense,
90 feet. It
yeah,
seemed like.
yeah, and then in that instance, you know, you got to spread the floor out and make sure he's only because with his wingspan and as bunched up as it was, he can basically defend two people at one time. So you spread the floor out a little bit better, be more disciplined with your passes. Um, it's just there was a lot of turnovers that made the game closer than what it had to be. There were a lot of turnovers that let Atlanta back in the game and ultimately let them get within striking distance to take the lead. It was just it was sad. It was sad at that part. But we won. We're not gonna harp on it. Uh when's the next game?
Tomorrow against the Houston Rockets.
They're
Uh,
they are a sneaky good team when they want to be.
yeah, they beat the Knicks pretty handedly,
Yeah.
from what I recall.
And they lost to somebody they ain't had no business losing to.
Yeah.
But Jalen Green has been doing some amazing things out there. I don't know how consistent he is, but the game I saw him play, I was like, whoa. And so, yeah. So I don't know if you're gonna continue, Foster, or are we gonna go ahead and end the whole show, or what are we
Yeah,
doing?
we can wrap it up. We can wrap it up.
Okay, so I hate for it to be such a short show. But hey, I got a ton of things I need to do, but I couldn't go without talking about these first 10 games and last night's victory. I want to remind everyone to subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube and follow us on all the podcast aggregators. And just type in post game podcast FFSN in your whatever platform you look for as far as a podcast. Make sure you're following us and make sure you download those episodes. Foster, do you have anything to say before we get out of here?
Stay tuned. There's more to come. We got more wins to acquire.
Yeah,
We are in the playoff. We are in the playoff race. Race.
Oh, okay, Foster. Let's not. Anyway, you will see us tomorrow on Bleachers and Speakers when we do our pregame show for the Lions. And you'll probably see us after the game. It's a late game, but you know what it is. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers on YouTube.
Oh yeah, tune in.
Say it again, brother.
Tune in Monday. I believe we are hosting the Central Division show this week. So
Yes, we are. We are.
if we can get that with the Rockets, we really gonna be talking that ish.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, and that'll put us at 5 and 6. We'll see.
It's another home game too. Sorry, I'm just.
Is that a home game?
My brain is just in and out, in and out.
That's a home game?
Yes.
Okay. All right then. Make sure you subscribe to Bleachers and Speakers. You sure, Foster? Are you done? All right. Now, when I push the button, it's.